Next, continuation to our photosynthesis. The next topic is chemiosmotic theory. We can say it as a chemiosmotic hypothesis. Then what is this chemiosmotic hypothesis? It explains how the ATPs are going to be synthesized in the chloroplast. Synthesis of ATPs in the chloroplast. Before going to know that, what is exactly thylakoid? So chloroplast is a double membrane cell organelle. This is thylakoid. They are connected with the stoma lamellae. So in the stoma lamellae, PS1 is present. In the thylakoid, PS1 as well as PS2, both the photosystems are located. So we are taking a single thylakoid. Single thylakoid. This is thylakoid. Structure of thylakoid. So this is outer membrane. Outer membrane. This is, we are taking only single thylakoid, outer membrane and inner membrane, and inside this membrane the place what is there, that is known as lumen of thylakoid. Lumen of thylakoid. But we in this there are photosystems are present. Photosystem 2 680 and photosystem 1 700 nanometers and different electron. Inside the lumen, this is outer membrane, inner membrane, and this is lumen. Outside the portion is known as, outside what we will say, stoma. This is stroma. Okay, stroma. Okay, inside this there is a complex is present. One complex is present, that is photolysis complex. Photolysis complex. Also we can say photolysis complex or water splitting complex or oxygen evolving complex. If you say anything, all they are the different types of names of this water splitting complex. So inside there is a complex is associated to the inner membrane, that is photolysis complex or water splitting complex. And outside there is a enzyme is present. Outside enzyme NADP reductase. What is the name of enzyme? NADP reductase. So inside there is a water splitting complex is present. Outside NADP reductase is present. So this is the structure of thylakoid. Outer membrane, inner membrane, outer membrane having the NADP reductase. Inside photolysis complex is present and two photosystems are present in the thylakoid membrane. When they absorb the sunlight, when they take the sunlight is absorbed by photosystem 2. When it take the sunlight, it is releases the electrons. In the reaction center, the chlorophyll molecule and other accessory pigments are there. So they absorb the light and they transfer to the reaction center, and that excited electron, it releases the electrons that moves to the primary electron acceptor, then several electron transport chain. Here we are writing only cytochrome. Then cytochrome, they move to the cytochrome, and first from the plastoquinone, then cytochrome, then plastocyanin. Next, they reaches to the photosystem. All here we are recollecting the what? That is non-cyclic. So in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, first photosystem 2 is going to be activated, and activated photosystem it releases the electrons, and though the electron they passes to the different electron carriers. So while they are passing from the electron transport chain, here the cytochrome. What is that? Cytochrome. Cytochrome, it performs two functions. One is, it is an electron acceptor. Electron acceptor. It accepts the electron and passes to the next complex, that is plastocyanin. Not only that, so while the electrons are coming from higher level to the lower level, some amount of energy is released. When they are coming high level to the low level, some amount of energy is released. By taking that energy, by utilizing that energy, it is pump some protons. Protons are present in the stroma. It pumps some protons into the lumen of thylakoid. So when the cycle is going on, non-cyclic photophosphorylation taking place, so when electrons comes to the cytochrome, at that place, cytochrome what it does, not only send the electrons to the next carrier, whatever the energy is released, by taking that energy or by utilizing that energy, it is going to pump, it is going to accept some protons from the stroma, from where it is taking, where it is accepting from the stroma, and it is pumping or taking inside the lumen of thylakoid. Okay, it is pumping inside the thylakoid. So this once again, while electron transport chain is going on in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, so when they moves from the different carriers, when they comes to the cytochrome, energy is released. So they are coming from higher level to the lower level, so energy is released. By utilizing that energy, cytochrome it accepts the protons from the stroma. It accepts the protons from the stroma and pumps into the lumen. This is one side. And inner membrane of the thylakoid, what is there? There is a complex is there. Water splitting complex. Here water molecule is going to be due to photolysis by taking the sunlight. It is going to be produced, breakdown into two electrons plus two protons and of O2. Okay, of molecule of O2. So it is going to release electrons. This is photolysis. We know that a process, photolysis. Water is going to be splitted or breakdown in the presence of light. By taking the light, our water molecule is going to be breakdown to release the two electrons, two protons and O2. This oxygen is released as a byproduct of photosynthesis, and it released into the stroma. From the stroma to it reaches outside of the atmosphere. It released in the atmosphere through what? Stomata. Through the stomata, they released into outside. Okay, they released into outside. Then coming to these electrons, one side due to the continuation activation of the light, due to continuously photosystem is exposed to the light, so continuously electrons are losing. So to replenish that, to fulfill that, so these electrons are, whatever the electrons coming from the photolysis of water, they are reached to the photosystem 2. So these electrons are reached to the photosystem 2, and oxygen is released as a byproduct. Oxygen gas is released into the atmosphere. Then these protons, what about the protons? Protons still they are in the lumen of the thylakoid. So one side the protons are there in the thylakoid, and also whatever the protons are pumped by the cytochrome, they are also there in the lumen of the thylakoid only. So due to the accumulation of more protons, protons are more accumulated in the lumen. So the proton gradient is increased. Okay. How it is increased? There are two reasons. So one is cytochrome is continuously pumping the protons from the stroma to lumen. Cytochrome is continuously pumping the protons from stroma to lumen. Another side, second is the water molecule is splitting continuously to give the electrons, and it is also releasing the protons. By both reasons, so there is accumulation of more protons in the lumen of thylakoid. So this is result in the more concentration of protons are present than the stroma. So if the concentration is increased, what is the process? They have to come outside, because higher concentration to lower concentration. So they will not come out simply. They come through the special channels. Once again, proton concentration is increased in the lumen. So next step is we should send these protons to the stroma. Again, how can we send? With the special channel. We open it, there is a special channels are there. So special proteins are there. That protein is consists the two parts. One is F0 particle, F0 part, which is present inside the membranes. I am drawing inside the membranes, means it is integrated protein or embedded protein, which is present inside, embedded protein. And another part is F1 part, F1 particle, which is present in the stroma, outside stroma. So this is act as an ATPase, site of ATPase. Okay, F1 act as an ATPase. So when these electrons, when the protons are coming from higher energy to lower energy, so they combine by using ATPase, they combine the inorganic ADP and inorganic phosphate. Inorganic, IP means inorganic phosphate. They combine both and they synthesize our ATP, adenosine triphosphate, our energy currents in the cell. Okay, so here the proteins are there. It consists the two parts, F0 part and F1 part. F0 is present inside the membrane, that is embedded protein, which is present inside, that is known as embedded protein. Outside F1 particle is present in the stroma, and while they are pumped with these channels only, these protons will come outside. While they are coming outside, they release some energy. So that energy is higher energy to lower energy. Some amount of energy is released. Again some amount of energy is released, that is utilized. That energy is utilized to combine the inorganic phosphate and ADP to synthesize the ATP. Okay. So here the one problem is solved. Whatever the protons are accumulated, they are also pumping with the special channels. And one more thing, here from the electrons which are from the photosystem 1, they move to the final electron acceptor. What is the final electron acceptor in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation? That is NADP. NADP is the final electron acceptor. Our pair of electrons, excited electrons from the photosystem 2, they move to the via cytochrome or electron transport chain. They move to the photosystem 1. From that finally they reach to the NADP. So here the outside, what is the enzyme is present in the thylakoid membrane outside the outer layer? There is an NADP reductase enzyme is present. Here it is accepted two pair of electron and it takes the which are these proton channels, they pump the protons and so many protons are accumulated, they are pumping. It is a continuous process. One side it accepts cytochrome pump the protons inside the lumen and on another side these particles again it pumps into the stroma. So while it is pumping it releases the what? ATP. So these protons, it accepts the protons from the stroma. So it takes the already electrons from the photosystem 1 and it takes the protons in the presence of enzyme that is nitrogen NADP reductase. What is the enzyme? NADP reductase. So by taking all this, it converted into NADPH2. So this ATP and NADPH2, where they are synthesized? Outside of the lumen, that is outside of the thylakoid. This is known as the stroma. They are synthesized in the stroma. Okay. So this total structure is explained how the ATPs are synthesized in the chloroplast. That process is known as chemiosmotic theory or chemiosmotic hypothesis. Once again, first structure of thylakoid. That is thylakoid is consisting the two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane consists the special enzyme NADP reductase and inner membrane consists the photolysis complex or water splitting complex or oxygen evolving complex, because oxygen is evolved in that process. And photolysis, by taking the light water is going to be splitted, and water splitting, water is going to be splitted, so that is the water splitting complex also. So water splitting complex is present inside the membrane, NADP reductase is present in the outside the membrane, and two photosystem 2 and photosystem 1 are also located in the thylakoid membranes. So by taking the sunlight, our photosystem 2 is activated. So activated photosystem, what it will do? It releases the pair of electron. They are going to be accepted by the primary electron acceptor. From that plastoquinone, cytochrome, cytochrome, then plastocyanin. So while they are passing from the higher level to the lower level, at the place of cytochrome, it by taking that energy, it pumps some protons from the stroma to the inside the lumen. Accepts some protons from the outside. By taking that energy, it accepts and sends into the lumen, and our electron reaches to the photosystem 2. From that photosystem 2 to primary electron acceptor and electron transport jet, finally they reaches to the NADP. Final electron acceptor in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation is our NADP. Then, so this is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Inside the membrane there is a complex is there, water splitting complex. By taking the light, it is also going to break down and it continuously releases the energy, because photosystem 2 is continuously working. So to replenish that electron, it is continuously splitting and giving the electrons to the supplying electrons to the photosystem 2, and one side protons are released and oxygen is released. By the splitting of one molecule of water, we are going to get 2 protons, 2 electrons and half O2. So that O2 is released as a byproduct of our photosynthesis, that is released into the first stroma, then it is released into the atmosphere. If they ask in our competitive exam what is the exact location of oxygen synthesis, oxygen where the oxygen is released or evolved, our answer is lumen of thylakoid. Okay, where it is getting, from where we are getting, it is getting from the water molecule only, and protons are. So in the lumen of thylakoid there is a problem arised. by the protons. What is that problem? So one side continuously protons are coming by the water splitting complex, and one side cytochrome is pumping the protons. So both the protons are accumulated by these two processes. The protons are going to be accumulated in the lumen of thylakoid. So as a result, the concentration of protons are increased in the lumen than the stroma. Here the proton gradient is increased than the stroma. So they are going to be sent outside. They are going to be sent. They not come simply. So by the special channel is there, special protein channel is there. That protein channel consists of two parts. One is embedded part or integrated part, which is present inside the layers, that is F0 part, F0 protein, and second is F1 F1 particle. This F1 particle act as a ATP A site. So ATP enzyme is present. And while its protons are coming from the lumen to the stroma, some energy is released. So that's why Wavery line is drawn. And the energy, by utilizing that energy, they are going to be combined ADP and inorganic phosphate. They are going to synthesize ATP. So our ATP is synthesized in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. One more thing we get, that is in ADPH2. Okay. Then coming to the NADP, it is the final electron acceptor of non-cyclic photophosphoryl. Our electrons from the photosystem to it is now electrons at the NADP. So by taking some 2 electrons from this system, and it accepts the protons from the stroma, and it in the presence of NADP reductase. To synthesize NADPH2, we require this enzyme. So this synthesize the NADPH2. This is the whole process how the ATP is synthesized. Chemi-osmotic hypothesis. Here some points we must remember for our competitive examinations. So they are one is site. One is site of water splitting complex. What is the site of water splitting complex? Where it is present? Inner membrane of thylakoid. Inner membrane of thylakoid. Inner membrane of thylakoid. Second, site of NADP reductase. Outer membrane of thylakoid. Outer membrane of thylakoid. Next, site of, and next, oxygen. Site of oxygen released. Where it is lumen of thylakoid. Lumen of thylakoid. And ATP and NADPH2 synthesized at stroma of chloroplast. And finally, this is very important, that cytochrome acts as electron transporter and also proton acceptor. Proton acceptor is also act as a electron transporter and proton acceptor. Site of water, where is the water molecule complex is present? Inside. And NADP reductase outside of the thylakoid. And oxygen, where the oxygen is released? Inside the lumen of thylakoid, ATP NADP synthesis, stoma, and where is that cytochrome act as a thylakoid, it is electron transporter as well as the proton acceptor. This is about the chemiosmotic hypothesis which explain the ATP synthesis in chloroplast.